live. Um, just kind of testing it out. Never did this live thing before, so just thought I'd try it out. Don't really expect anybody to watch, but I'm just trying it. So I'll wait a few minutes, and that's it. Just wait a few minutes. I'll be the first to like my video. So, don't really know what I want to talk about. Just standing in my shop. It's kind of cold. Um, I don't have a microphone set up, so hopefully this is clear enough. This is my shop. I don't know how you tell. How anybody's watching. I figure probably most of everybody's at work. Uh, yeah. Uh, so anyway, I'll wait. Doing a first live is like waiting in your doctor's office for test results. You know, are they gonna be good or bad? Uh, I'm not very entertaining. I can tell you that right now. So, at least that's what most of my friends tell me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Most of my friends lie to me and tell me I'm really funny. But cheese stick. On this live right now, I feel about as popular as I was in high school. Not very. And hey, what's up, Last Breath? This is my first live. I haven't done it before, and I was just curious to see how it would go. Um, all I've done is I set my phone up for the live, and I just have my tablet set up for comments and stuff. I don't have a extra computer or laptop I did have a laptop, but a video card went out on it, and it's just not worth getting it fixed. I may as well buy a new laptop. But this is my first live. I wanted to try it out and see, how it would go, how easy it was to set up. And I'll be honest, I think this is my third attempt at trying to get it set up. So, how you doing, shipmate? Feel free to ask me any questions. I can give a brief history of myself. I was in the Navy from 86 to 92. I was in Desert Storm. Um, been doing woodworking. Just my dad taught me a lot when I was younger. I would kind of help him out in the shop and stuff, but then I didn't really take woodworking serious for a while. And then started getting into it, moved, and ended up putting up all of my tools into storage because I didn't have a garage at all. And then 13 years later, I started getting back into it. I know what you mean. I got fat thumbs. Um, the How you doing, Andy? Thank you for joining. I was horrible on the old phones with the buttons. If you remember those phones, the flip phone, and yeah, doing text messages. I was in the Navy when Desert Storm started. We were in the Red Sea. We were so far up into the port of Aqaba, north in the port of Aqaba, you could not go any further north than we were. So we were the point ship. Um, People do ask me. We did get fired at twice. It never made it to us. But there's um, nothing more scary, exhilarating, fun, whatever you want to call it, when the ship is just just tilts really hard, and you're just making a sharp turn to do a 180 to head south. And uh, one of them was in the middle of the afternoon, and the other one was in the middle of the night. And I can say that when the ship just hit full power and doing a turn to the left, port, I know, uh, guys fell out of their racks just because of how fast it was going on. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. My wife really enjoys the coffee hutch. Uh, it's in her office. She's a principal at a school, and the students use it a lot. I think we sailed with the America. I'm pretty sure we were with. Well, no, actually, I do know that we were in the America battle group, but I think we also sailed with the Roosevelt battle group as well, or the Roosevelt. Um, what do they call it? Relieved the America. I was on the USS Preble, DDG 46. And I'm eating a jalapeno cheese stick, if anybody's curious. I know you're not, but I just wanted to say it anyways. But I was on the USS Preble, DDG 46. Ended up decommissioning her and then went to the USS Dahlgren, the same class of destroyer, and then decommissioned her. And if you were stationed out of Norfolk, which I believe the America was, um, Ben, you might remember the USS Dahlgren caught fire out at sea. If you remember that, we came back in. We lost two shipmates on that one. One of them was a good friend of mine. Honestly, not, I don't know how to say it. I got PTSD because of it. Woodworking is just very therapeutic. Thank you, Last Breath. I appreciate that. Um, I know a lot of us say that uh, we served because we wanted to serve. We didn't do it for the appreciation. We didn't do it for the discounts or anything like that. But we do appreciate it, hearing it. Hey Ray, welcome. Ray and Sandy's Woodworking, welcome. Uh, yeah, woodworking is it's relaxing, and I still have bad days. I have trigger days and stuff like that. But if I come out into the shop, just honestly, the smell of sawdust kind of removes a lot of the other trigger smells, like it replaces them. Yeah, I was in Norfolk for 4.5 years, from '88 to '92, and after uh, the Dahlgren, that was my last ship. We decommissioned her, and I got out of the Navy. I honestly wanted to make it a career, but something was telling me to get out, and I didn't understand why. And then uh, when 9/11 happened, I went to the VA hospital and basically checked myself in. Yeah, Ben, that's same for me. Uh, Nightmares, and for me, burning plastic or electrical fire. It just has a very distinct smell, and it doesn't it doesn't hit me as bad as it used to. I think because I've learned how to cope with it. But I remember a long time ago, um, I was driving down the road, and just all of a sudden I just had this smell. I just had to pull up on the side of the road, and just and wait it out. That's the only way I could describe it, was just to wait it out. And that was before the VA told me, before I went in and said, hey, there's something wrong. Um, yeah, I was just like, this is weird. Like, why do I do this? Yeah, definitely, like you said, definitely better than back in the day. It still hits every now and then, but uh, I can function. I think that's the biggest thing, is I can really function more. And anger was a big part. Seriously, anger was a big part. Um, but now I have a very loving wife who's understanding, who cares. She calls me out, which is really good. Um, but she'll remind me, and just kind of say, hey, sit back, relax. You know, if I'm doing something, getting angry with it, she'll just say, hey, stop and do it. But yeah, I'm definitely better than back in the day. I wouldn't have liked to be with me back then. And everybody who said it, thank you uh, for the comments. Thank you for thanking us for our service. Pleading the fifth is the best. I do that a lot. I plead the fifth, and then I also exercise my Fourth Amendment right to keep my mouth shut. I don't have to answer anything. So this is this is my shop, which I know you can't see a whole lot of it, but I've got a few projects going on. My nephew wants me to build him and his wife, a coffee cart, because they want to be able to sell coffee at weddings and stuff like that. So uh, I don't know if I'm gonna get behind the camera and kind of and see. Last breath. I appreciate military discounts or veteran discounts. Um, it's definitely not a. I think for the most part, it's not a trigger. I do have a friend who he gets upset, and I tell him to get off of his pride horse. Um, but he's like I kind of mentioned earlier, we did our service because that was what we wanted to do. That was what we, for some of us, we enjoyed doing it and everything, but we didn't do it for the accolades. We didn't do it for the discounts. I didn't even know those things were available at the time. Uh, During Desert Storm, they were also trying to uh, heal, I guess might be the right word, most of America because it really wasn't that long after the Vietnam War, and there was so much hatred towards the military during the Vietnam War. So they tried to reverse that with the whole yellow ribbon, we love you, we appreciate you, let's give you discounts on everything. And I'm not saying that glibly or sarcastically, but I think that was why a lot of that ended up getting pushed. Um, of course, if you don't know the story of Lowe's, um, after World War II, uh, they were just pumping out houses, and they were not very good houses. And a lot of these servicemen needed uh, to repair these houses, these I don't know, they call it low budget houses. And Mr. Lowe's opened up a hardware store, and he gave military members a 10% discount automatically. Or he already had a hardware store, but he just gave these military guys a 10% discount after World War II, and that's just never stopped. Um, so I do appreciate that. Um, but if somebody offers a discount, I'm not going to turn it down. But a lot of times I'm not going to ask for it. Um, but I don't think that offering a discount would be a trigger, unless you run into a friend of mine who's like a jerk. Uh, and I didn't do it for the accolades. I'm like, yeah, shut up, take it. Uh, but no, I think that would be good if you did that at markets, and then it's the amount of the discount. I think 10% is standard. I'm not sure. I've seen less. I've seen more. Um, but just whatever you set it at, I don't think anybody would complain. There's a restaurant near us called Taco Mac. I don't know how big of a chain they are. They do buffalo wings and stuff like that. But they give a hero discount, and it's a hefty discount. Um, I'm not saying that to encourage you to give a hefty discount. I'm just saying that's what they do. Um, but maybe I'll get behind the camera a little bit and just kind of show you around my shop just a little, show you what I have, and maybe talk about some of the plans. If you're interested, just let me know. Um, I am working on a couple of videos. Uh, I've recorded a few, I just need to edit them. That's a new process for me. And can you hear me okay? Yes, definitely first responders too, because uh, I mean, I thank them for their service, for real, because they if there's ever really like a thankless job, it's first responders, and I think sometimes it's um, not that people aren't thankful, but like if you're a EMT, you might be rushing somebody to the hospital who's unconscious. You're not going to get a thank you, but I know you're not doing the job for the thank you either. Um, um, firefighters, all those guys, the police. I think the police are least thanked. Um, I think I read before that only 1% of all emergency services, that's police, ambulance, EMT, firefighter, only 1% is bad, but that's the what you hear about the most. Yeah, Ben, that's good. You don't charge sales tax. I don't want to pay sales tax. Um, I keep telling them that, go to the restaurant, there's always tax on the bill. I'm like, I didn't order that. Uh, yeah, if you have any questions or anything, and do you want to see the rest of the shop, or it's messy? I'll tell you that right now. And is the door too bright? Exactly. There's a lot of stress. My One of our good friends, her dad, he's passed away now, but her dad was a cop, and she would tell us stories. Um, uh, I guess kind of definitely not something to. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, my mom's ex-husband, he was a cop, and so I got to see a lot of that stress too. So show my in progress projects. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out because I have I have a couple. Um, Most everything is like in a cutting stage, so it doesn't look like anything. But this, if it's good, if you can see it, this right here is what I was talking about. That I have this wood over here and this right here that I was getting ready to cut. I'm going to be building a coffee cart for my nephew. Um, so I have this set up. I was getting ready to cut the sides. I got this Miles Craft 55-inch track saw guide. I got that for Christmas. I got this Grabber Pro for Christmas. Um, I've had this. I know Daniel talks about these a lot. This Fast Cap one. I love this one. My other favorite is the usual, someplace in the shop. But I have one of those chameleon ones. It's bright green. Oh, actually, I think it's in the house. Um, yeah, I do have a lot of material in here, but I think I have too much. Or I'm gonna get behind the camera and maybe try to talk about some of this. These drawers right here, somebody was, see, is that in focus? Yeah. Um, Anyways, those drawers right there, somebody was giving those away, and with a bunch of other wood, and I got those. This other wood that's next to it over there. Somebody handed me some old cabinets, which is what that white cabinet is up there. Uh, my shop basically, it's a three-car garage. Um, I have a lot of wood that I've either collected or whatever. Yeah, there is never too much material. There are some pieces that I shouldn't be keeping, but so I got that material over there. Let me see if I can make this work, because the shop goes around over here. No, I can't have too much wood. So I've got all of this right there, that right there. I'd been tearing apart pallets lately, and so I got all of that over there. And then as I come around here, again, I went for like a wood haul, and hopefully it's bright enough. But there's, I don't know, about 42 by 4s down there. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this post. We've got wood over here, and then everybody's favorite, I've got several sheets of pegboard. This little child's rocking chair was a project at one time, and I don't know if you heard the music or not. That was my wife calling, so I may have to end this live. Call her back. I only have one camera to do this on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this live short. Let me call her back, and maybe I'll do another live another day, because there are some other, figure out how to. Yeah, that would make it a pretty heavy coffee cart. Last breath. I don't have a lathe yet, but I probably would do some of that too. So, uh, yeah, it's good to see you. I'll do another live now that I think I have this figured out, and I'll probably be a little bit better uh, prepared for it. Um, but for now, I'm gonna see you guys later. Thank you very much for stopping and helping me out with this first live, getting it set up. And if we have any, um, you have any questions or anything, feel free to message me on there anytime. I do have a Wooden Wheels Facebook group if you're on there. Um, but I'll talk to you later. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. I know the Bearded Viking group is a great group, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. And so thank you for stopping by. So I'll see you next time. Take care and God bless.